The beautiful, exotic Nusa Penida Island lies just 25 kilometers from Bali, the most famous tourist destination in Indonesia. Nusa Penida is a much smaller island than Bali, but it has some of the most amazing scenery in the entire Bali province, which it's part of. The island can be visited on a day trip from Bali, same-day return, but I think it's better to stay and spend at least a few days sightseeing. There are so many good photo spots, hikes, and other things to do in Nusa Penida. Nusa Penida is the largest and most exotic of the three Nusa Islands, thanks to its collection of unique Hindu temples and picturesque natural features of cliff formations and lagoons. More recently, the island became best known as the new sanctuary of the once endangered Bali starling, originally an endemic species from the forested region of West Bali National Park, following a highly successful captive breeding program. Nusa Penida measures over 200 square kilometers, significantly larger than the popular Nusa Lembongan and its accessible sister island, Nusa Seningin. Lesser traveled compared to the other two, Nusa Penida has a very limited number of hotels and tourist features. Even so, what it lacks in infrastructure, it makes up for with unspoiled natural beauty and rare cultural highlights. Nusa Penida covers a wide area of diving locations, including Penida Bay, Bata Lombon, Manda Point, Bata Meling, Bata Aba, Toya Peak, and Malibu Point. 5. The flow through the Lombok Strait is, overall, south-tending, although the strength and direction of the tidal streams are influenced by the monsoon seasons. During the southeast monsoons, the tidal flow tends south. During the northeast monsoons, the tidal flow tends north. In the area of the strait north of Nusa Penida, the pattern is relatively simple, with a flow, at peak tide, of about 3½ knots. Tidal streams in Badung Strait are semi-diurnal, but the character of the stream is very complicated because its direction runs obliquely to the general south to north direction of Lombok Strait, and the channel has a curved shape. Like many spots on Nusa Penida, the roads to Atu Beach are unforgiving. Loose gravel and potholes are the enemies as you try and navigate your way to this epic beach. We zipped along in the dim morning light, hoping to reach Atu Beach in time for sunrise. One of the guys with us slid out on the gravel and did some minor damage to his knee. Always grab a helmet on Nusa Penida. The roads are improving very quickly but are still dangerous. Atu Beach on Nusa Penida, or Pantai Atu as it's known in Bahasa, is one of the most epic beaches in Bali. It's a rough drive and a short hike down to the beach, but boy oh boy isn't this incredible little bay worth it. The other time it was high tide and it looked amazing with just in the sea. It was cool to see the beach in both moments, but if you can only visit once, make sure you visit at high tide. Sunrise is great for reflections on the water. If you get down on the beach, the sun rises right through the arch. Long exposure photographers will froth over this location. You can get some nice scenes from the top of the hike also. As it is on the east coast, this isn't really a great sunset spot. If you go for sunrise, you can hang at the beach, and by 8 a.m. the vendors will open their stalls on the beach. Dive with manta rays is a magic show, a unique experience, a moment of communion with nature. To live this unforgettable experience in Bali, you have to dive around Nusa Penida. Manta rays can be seen throughout the year on two main sites, Manta Point and Manta Bay, also called Manta Point. After 45 minutes by speedboat from Sanur, the show is amazing, a wild side with limestone cliffs, coves, caves, and arches that powerful waves of the Indian Ocean are sculpting all day long. At the foot of these cliffs in two bays, the manta rays come to be clean leather and deworming by wrasses and other wrasses. These cleaning stations offer a unique opportunity to witness the stunning ballet rays, often visible from the surface and snorkeling. Between the surface and up to 15 meters deep, manta rays move here in groups, dancing around underwater pinnacles. Just wait and see, be patient and you'll enjoy their incredible majesty, going with the rhythm of the surf. Then the magic happens, such as albatross, the graceful black shape appears, fluid and regular as a flying bird in the air. The monster's elegance hypnotizes us, Raw beauty, untouched, powerful and striking. 100% emotion guaranteed. Manta rays have broad heads, triangular pectoral fins, and horn-shaped cephalic fins located on both sides of their mouths. They have horizontally flattened bodies with eyes on the sides of their heads behind the cephalic fins, and gill slits on their ventral surfaces. Their tails lack skeletal support and are shorter than their disc-like bodies. Angel's Billabong is one of the magical spots you can't help but marvel at. A crystal clear tide pool cascades into the ocean on the east coast of Nusa Penida. Out in that ocean, manta rays cruise the coast at leisure. Angel's Billabong is on the west coast of Nusa Penida. The island is quite big and it can take over an hour to cruise from one side to another depending on where your accommodation is located. The roads are improving very quickly throughout Nusa Penida as tourist traffic increases, but if you are a novice scooter driver, this is going to be an interesting journey for you. Broken Beach, locally known as Pantai Pasiug, is one of the top picturesque and most visited destinations on Nusa Penida Island. Uniqueness, a tranquil and incredible scene, which is a great spot for travel photographers and panoramic view seekers, where there are a reach of cliffs 50 to 200 meters high. Cliff circular shape in the middle forming holes like caves or tunnel sea. The sea water is if caught in the middle of the cliff that makes it seem a big pond. Broken Beach, Pasiug, has big natural pool with about 100 meters in diameter, created by sea abrasion and collapsed limestone hill a million years ago. This hole has 98 meters in diameter and offering unique and scenic view. Incredible views like heaven on earth, where in the middle of a cliff there is a circular hole and tunnels that penetrate directly to the sea, with breathtaking views of the ocean and the cliffs. This mesmerizing place, you can't find a beach like this in any parts of this world, except on Nusa Penida Island in Bali. Broken Beach is an incredible little cove on Nusa Penida Island. The highlight of the cove and the reason it is called Broken Beach is due to the archway that wraps around the bay, allowing water to flow in and out from the ocean. Tembeling Beach in Nusa Penida is an explorer's dream. With a forest and natural pool to explore too, here's a complete guide to visiting. Tembeling Beach is a little hideaway bay at the end of a crazy motorbike ride down through the forest. Along the way you will pass by the Tembeling natural pools. If you are looking for something a little off the beaten path and away from the tourist hot spots, you may enjoy the adventure of Tembeling Beach, natural pools and forest. Tembeling Beach is a pretty interesting spot to reach. Actually, that is an understatement. Buckle up, this is going to be a ride. Firstly, you will need to drive towards the pin on this map. That is the easy part. You won't be able to reach the pin completely, but you will reach a little hut on the side of the road at the turnoff.